Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Inside Spurs Show. Happy Friday evening. Hope you're well. Hope you have had a good week. The week's treated you well, wherever it is that you've been up to this week. I hope it's been a good one. Obviously, there's been some decent football on this week, which I think always helps with people that are, quote, working from home. So that's been good. Obviously, just had the Austria game gone on, and obviously in just under an hour now, we've got a couple of juggernauts going at it. We've got Holland versus France. So I'm really looking forward to that game. All right. But more importantly, in this video, we are talking a whole host of transfers. This might be the most action-packed transfer video we've had so far. We're talking Nico Williams, Lois Openda, Ivan Toney, Victor Gyokeres. We're talking Riccardo Calafiori. We're talking Emerson Royal. There's a lot going on in this video, so I hope you are all ready for this. You're settled down. You're ready for what should be a really good show. You got your summer fruit squash, and you're ready to kick off. Just want to say that if you're watching this and you're new, give subscribe. You're very much welcome to join us for the journey. And apologies for what looks quite bloodshotty eyes because of the flu. I've been sneezing a lot today, so you probably even hear it in my voice. Evening Spurs, mate. Buzzing here on Chiesa. Yeah, we're talking about Chiesa. Evening, Dan, mate. How are we? Evening, Kieran. Hey, let's go. Missed this morning. Happy to make this one. I'm happy you made it as well, Kieran. Hope the day's treated you well. Hey, Zane, mate. I'm a bit better than I was yesterday and the day before. Every day, getting that a little bit better. But it's all right, dude. It won't keep me down. It won't keep me down. But I hope you're okay, Zane, mate. Hey, Van Gogh, buddy. How are you, mate? Hey, Tom. How are you? I sneezed and pull a muscle on my back, Tom. Jeez, mate. That's brutal. Make sure you're stretching it out. There's plenty of really good back stretches. Make sure you're doing them. If you've got a foam roller, that would be good as well. I've got one of those plug-in back massagers. They always help out, like my neck as well. If I ever get like a pinched nerve, they're good for that as well. But anyway, Teddy, mate, there he is. How are you, buddy? You all right? Hey, Marshall, mate, how are we? Right, let's jump in. We got loads to talk about, and obviously there's a small fixture at 8 o'clock. You know, it's not. I said it was 2 juggernauts. I mean, it's not that big, is it? You know. But yeah, we're going to start with Chiesa. So from Italy. The reports are out of Italy saying that Spurs are interested in Federico Chiesa. Now, look, being interested in Federico Chiesa and moving for Federico Chiesa are two very different things. I have a feeling that Juventus may want to look at selling some players this summer. FFP, obviously, you know, they want to kind of build out a squad for Motta, and you know, does Chiesa fall into what Motta wants to do? You know, Motta might rate him, but does he fall into what he wants long term? Obviously, the contract situation is something that's hanging on there, and obviously we'll know more post what Italy end up doing Euros wise. I mean, I don't just go have a look at their group just to sort of see the situation. Obviously, they lost yesterday. They're second in the group. Hang on, got it here. The second in the group, as long as they avoid... Basically, if they get a draw, they'll probably be all right, to be honest. They'll probably be all right. But there's that. So that's something to hold on to. If obviously they get an early exit, which I doubt they will, then obviously the Chiesa chalk might speed up just that little bit. I don't foresee Chiesa being a player Spurs get. As much as obviously I think a lot of us would really like him, I just don't see it. I've got a weird feeling they're going to want stupid money. And yeah, as much as I rate him, I don't want Spurs spending 80-odd million euros on him. It's not worth that, you know. So there's that first bit on Federico Chiesa. I've lost faith for this window. I don't think we'll get a single player in the title. We'll have to settle for Brennan Johnson. Brennan Johnson's already here, so technically you have had to settle already for him. Dara will bag Solanke. Evening, Polly. How are we? I want Nico Williams or any exciting winger more than a striker. Well, there's some good strikers I'm about to talk about, so give us a sec, KVN. Evening as well, mate. How are we? How can you lost faith? It's already June. I think a lot's going to happen in the next 10 days. Yeah, Joshua's here. Joshua, mate, I noticed you weren't here for 12 o'clock, bud. Where you been? How's the day treated you, Joshua, mate? You've been good, hopefully. Gary's here as well. Gary, how are you, buddy? Hope the day has treated you bloody well, mate. And you look forward to a good weekend, both of you. Fair shout, Darren. You did tell me Austria are going to be half decent, and I didn't listen to you. So tell you what, Darren. pat on the back for you, and more of a hit on the back for me. So fair play to you, mate. I'm still working through my wounds. Good lord, Sonia, how are you? How's the day treated you? Looking forward to a good weekend. Anyway, let's move on as well because we've got so much more to talk about. So much more to talk about. Honestly, there is a lot. Let's talk about Archie Gray actually really quickly. So I saw Alistair Gold had spoken to sort of an in the know man of the Leeds world in Baron Cross. He covers Leeds for Leeds Live, and he asked about Archie Gray and the potential of him leaving. So he was quoted to say, Archie Gray is one of the players to come out of the last season with a high profile. 18-year-old was named the Championship Young Player of the Season. You can see the trend. The difference with Gray is his age and importance to the fan base. His name is iconic in Leeds circles as the grandson of Frank and the great nephew of Eddie. And as a product of the academy, he bleeds white. While supporters understand money needs to be raised this summer, they would rather sell every player in the squad before parting with Gray. While Somerville's aspirations and trajectory are accepted at 18, there is a belief that Gray can have more years with his boyhood club to develop before flying the nest. There's no hiding the fact that Gray can become a generational England talent. Gareth Southgate has already talked about him after one full season of senior football. Any fee raised for him this summer could feasibly be doubled in 2 more years if Leeds can just hold on. So, look, I don't think it's shocking that they want to hold on to him. Obviously, he is a Leeds boy. He's a proper Leeds boy. But if there was an opportunity, I'd be keen on it. But it just gives me the vibe that there isn't the opportunity there, which then makes me think, is Van der Sar the move now? But then is Van der Sar too expensive? It's like, because obviously, look, Spurs can spend quite a bit of money, right? But they still have so many holes. You can't spend 50 million on every single player. It's just not going to happen. No team would do that. So will they sort of move off of Gray? Maybe move off of Van der Sar. Maybe he's the right back target, someone else that we don't have a clue on. Because technically, right, just hear me out. I'm not saying it's the guy that we want, but technically we were linked to Kyle Walker-Peters, right? He's probably the cheapest of them all because he's got that 30 million buyout clause from Spurs, a buyback clause. Technically, he's the cheapest. Now, I'm not saying he's the best. Just, again, humour me on that. Is there someone on this list that maybe we don't know about? That's my thinking on it, Hey, Gons, mate, how are you? If Italy finish second, they'll get third from Group A. Well, there we go. They probably wouldn't mind that. I'm all right, Sonia. Yeah, it's been an all right day. I'm slow but surely getting in there and getting with it. Seem to wanted to sneeze all day. That's my issue, but I'm all right. Marshall, terrible. Can Gray be the next Kimmich? Gray can... Look, I think let's hold off on saying something like that. But he does look talented. They won't be able to hold on to him. I think they're going to want to just basically raise money throughout the rest of their squad because they reckon, like I said, they can get even more in a season or two's time. Alfie Doherty and Gertrude to cover up centre back, right back, left back. Yeah, I'm not sure if Gertrude is the move. And that's not to say he's not a good player, by the way. It's like what I say about like Hojbjerg, good player. Does he suit the system? And at centre back, maybe Gertrude does, but at right back, you know what I mean? Seen some footage of him. He's decent, Gray. Okay, money talks. Exactly. I think Van der Sar's the easy deal because most of the top teams are interested in Gray as well. Yeah, but Monaco want a good fee for him? If a good offer comes, Gray will be moving, but how much is that money and is it worth it? Well, that's the thing. They're gonna obviously want to maximize this deal because of FFP and how it balances books and things like that. But also they don't want to sell him to cause uproar within their fan base because he is a Leeds boy, I think we should start sending players to Dortmund or Leipzig. Dude, their development of their own players is crazy. Plus, Leipzig have Salzburg feeding into them and things like that. And it's, not going to happen. Dortmund, they'll get a player in, but they'll sell him on for huge money. Is there any Eze news? Not right now, Zane, no. But there's still plenty more to talk about. So moving on. So that was a little bit on Archie Gray. Pierre-Emile Hojbjerg news. So Nicole Shearer said that Napoli and AC Milan are still monitoring Hojbjerg's situation as the midfielder wants to leave. And it was revealed, early May. Look, all I'm going to say is So I'm just reading some of the Italian comments, having to use Google Translate and things like that. There's a few of them that are quite keen on him. Maybe after that performance against England, they're quite keen on him. Napoli have got money. AC Milan, I do not know because of my next report, what I talk about, which is maybe what you might want to hear about. But Hojbjerg has a market. It's a good market as well, by the way. We talked about Atletico Madrid. We've talked about Napoli. We talked about AC Milan. He got linked to Fulham in the summer window previous when everyone thought Paulinho was going to end up at Bayern Munich. Also, that deal's kind of gone a bit quiet as well, the Bayern Munich Paulinho move. Interesting. Thinking aloud, getting confused with myself there. But Hojbjerg, I think, has a lot of interest. And I think Spurs can exploit that in a good way. This isn't one of those that I think we have to sell really quickly just for the hell of it. I think this is one of those that actually Spurs can kind of use a bit of an auction vibe style, saying, well, look, you've offered this great deal. They've offered a bit more. And you can kind of play teams off of one another because this is a player that is a solid player. This isn't one of those that Spurs are just kind of going, look, we've got a decent offer, just get him gone. You know what I mean? Everyone is hyping David, but why not for Grassi? Yeah, I'm keen on Grassi. I don't know what the vibe is with other people. Dumfries for right back. I am really. You, by the way, may not know the history of this. I am really looking forward to Denzel Dumfries and Teo Hernandez tonight. If you don't know, please go Google it. It'll teach you a little bit about it. But there is some bad blood there. Iqbal, buddy, how are you? It's been a while, I know. What's new, mate? Do you notice there is a pattern at Man United? Rangnick and Ten Hag play good football. Other clubs, when a manager go to Man United, they play Southgate ball. It's because the players don't want to do what the manager does. But the reason why a player like Scott McTominay isn't going to be leaving Man United is because he's one of those that does actually want to try and do what the manager says. That's my vibe I get on it. I don't think Scott McSauce is any good. I just think he's got a great attitude. I think there's a few players in that squad who are on way too much money who do not have a good attitude, and it shows and it rubs off on the rest of the team. Hojbjerg's great for Italian defensive style of play. Our system is too attack focused. That's Hojbjerg's biggest weakness. Yeah. He would kill it in Italy, and he'd kill it for Atletico Madrid. We already know that. Pierre going to shift, plenty of suitors, but he deserves it. Yeah, exactly. Good player, just not right this system. And look, he might end up at Napoli with Conte, and we already saw what he did with Conte. He was a good player, so it could work. I think Gratti has a better goal assists in a better league for a better price. I mean, 17.5 million euros for a goal a game in the Bundesliga, which technically, top 2 league in the world at the moment, just based off of last season. But I'd say it's a top 3 league. Hope Napoli get him. Napoli have got the money to spend. We already know that. That's right, Joshua. I know who you're talking about. Right, let's move on to a little bit of AC Milan news as well, and it's regarding Emerson Royal. Okay, bear with me. There's still so much to talk about. Right, I'm coming to the Nico Williams. I'm coming to the Gyokeres and things like that. So from Calcio Mercato, it said that Emerson Royal has put the other deals that have arrived on standby because he strongly wants to move to Milan. Milan, their board has memorized Emerson's will, and in the coming days, they will decide whether to submit a first offer to Tottenham. The idea to put down 15 million euros on the plate, 10 million less than the initial valuation of Spurs. The wait for Emerson has a clear explanation. Milan awaits signals from Aston Villa for Matty Cash. Cash convinces Milan more than Emerson, but costs more, about 35 million euros. I mean, we're talking about a guy who's going to cost nearly double what Emerson Royal is going to cost. I still don't see Matty Cash going there because they want to, sign Xerxes, and they want to get a right back, and they want to get other target. Maybe they want a Hojbjerg. They're not going to be able to do that if they're spending 35 million euros on Matty Cash. They'll get Emerson. It'll be about 17 million. I already said it would always be between 15 and 20 million euros. Let's call it 17 million pounds. I think they will get him for that. So they probably need to add on an extra 3 or 4 million pounds. Not crazy money when you think about our valuation is 10 million more. 3 or 4 million maybe gets it. Bosh. Lovely jubbly. I think he gets it. I think he moves to Milan. I still have that faith. Plus, Grassi has no reason to go to Dortmund because they have a new manager. Yeah. And also, Füllkrug is there. Tell me how our starting 11 will look in September. Oh, Teddy, dude, it's too early. With all these transfers going on, it's too early, buddy. Only United and Chelsea would pay Nico Williams wages in the Prem. The amount he wants is an absolute joke. Well, I mean, look, he may reduce those demands. Mbappe is on the bench. Interesting. I need to look at the teams actually in a second. I haven't looked at them. They'll pay half Emerson. What's this about Emerson in jail? I didn't read enough into it, mate. I don't really know. Heard a team wanted to pay 20 million for Emerson Royal. How is he still not gone yet? I don't think that's true, Kyrie. Nico's off to Barca. They can't afford that. And if someone else wants him, they'll go for him. So on that front, at least. But yeah, interesting on Emerson. It's. I think we can all kind of admit we all think he'll end up at AC Milan, but we do need to be smart about it, you know. Oh, Conor McGregor broke his toe. That's why the fight's off. There we go. You load up Instagram for 1 second because you accidentally tried to go to Twitter, and that's what you get given. Right. Calafiori news. Alistair Gold talked about it. He said that Calafiori is among defenders Spurs have looked at, but with a gradually rising price tag around 35 million and the position not being a priority, a move for the Italy international would appear unlikely at this point in the window. I kind of said that. I also think he winds up at Juventus anyway. I've always said that. I've never changed my tune on it. Account Funth is here. Mate, how are you, buddy? You right? What is the downside of Hummels on a free transfer? Well, people seem to think he can't play the system due to the high line. That's what I would say. Nico would probably reject any offer that isn't from Barca. I don't think Barca can afford to pay wages and his fee because Bilbao won't sell him cheap to Barca. Hi, Andy. Other teams see what I've seen in Emerson. He's the Emma Goat. James, how are you, buddy? You right? It was Milan that wanted to pay the 20 million for Emerson. Yeah, well, that report makes it look like they're going to want to pay a lot less for him. So I think they get it for about 17 million, about that. Mate, that's it. That's that, attaboy. So yeah, there's a little bit on Calafiori. I don't see Calafiori joining Spurs. I said that for ages. I don't see Calafiori joining Spurs. Would it be nice? Of course. But again, like Alistair Gold even said, it's not a direct position of need. Like Spurs have way more needs for starting 11 if a lot of you guys don't believe in rotation. Well, there's places in the starting 11 that we need to upgrade, you know. You came from your gym session. What did you train, mate? Was it legs? I bet you don't train legs. Or if you don't train legs, mate, you and me are going to have issues. If you say that, what centre back will we get later in the window? Might be one that we don't know about yet, to be honest. It could be Gertruda even. You know, that right back centre back connection. Hope you're doing better. A little bit sort of bunged up, nasally, sniffy, but yeah, no, not too bad, buddy. Not too bad. Bakia could do it or Kubo if we don't get Williams. I'm coming to do it in a minute. I don't understand why Harry Kane doesn't stretch players unwilling to press. Don't start that, Marshall. Don't start that. Van der Ven's on the bench. Well, yeah, because they saw that Mbappe was on the bench. They went, well, we don't need to start him yet. As soon as they see Kylian's starting to warm up, they'll go, all right, off you go. I'm managing Barca in FM24, and I'm even struggling to give my high-rating players contracts, let alone bring in top players. Jesus. Would love for Spurs to get Williams, but we won't pay his wages. No, we won't. We won't. They would have to come down. But then, you know, this is boyhood club. Would he want to do him a favour? Back legs were already done this week. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. That old chestnut. Yeah. Was that your first leg day this year, huh? Any prediction who the first signer would be? Oh, dude, honestly, it's so hard to predict. I always had the hope it'd be Eze, but I really don't know. There's no transfer rumour stands out any more than the other, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, that's on Calafiori. Right, let's talk big man on the thumbnail, Nico Williams. We're 20 minutes in, by the way, and we've not even dilly-dallied. We've not even stalled. Someone's going to be watching this video, right, back, that isn't watching this live, and they're going, guys, there's a lot of news to talk about here. And they're probably thinking, we've not even got to Nico Williams. We've not even got to some of the bigger names that I've promised to talk about. Yeah, because they're coming still. That's so much stuff to talk about. So Scott also talked about the Spurs are one of number of top European clubs interested in Nico Williams. However, he has not indicated any desire to leave Bilbao, nor are the Basque club worried about losing him at the moment. But I don't foresee Spurs being in that race. I don't. I mean, it's like 50 odd million or whatever it is. He's on way above 200 grand a week. It's just not going to happen, you know. It's just not going to happen. I'm going to be honest. I'll always try and give you like an opinion or two about things like, do I think this will happen? Do I think that will happen? That's one of those that I just do not foresee happening. I just really don't. Yeah. Give me good Nico news. Oh, I've ruined it for you, buddy. Ruined it for you already. So there's that on Nico Williams. Desiree Doué of Rennes is amongst wingers that Spurs looked at as well. It's what Alistair Gold also said. So again, another player that Spurs have been looking at. It's interesting because I always thought Spurs would go striker. So the idea that I was kind of sold on was two attackers this summer, a winger and a striker. Now I've got the vibe is, are they even going to go for a bloody winger? Or are they going to go for a striker? What are they going to do? Because Nico Williams, Eze, Desiree Doué, Marcus Edwards, lots of wingers being linked to us. Christian Furyk, lots of wingers being linked to us. I mean, don't go on, I'm going to come to the striker report in a minute, but that is bonkers, isn't it? What happened to bring in Doué? What happened to bring in Doué and his brother's package? I mean, nothing. I don't think it was ever truly a thing. Why won't Southgate play Eze? He did come off the bench yesterday. But if you mean starting, Southgate does not do those easy things, my friend. He doesn't do the obvious things. He does the difficult things and then makes them even more difficult. And then does the easy things and makes them difficult. Tell you what, I want to do a quick poll. I was drinking my summer fruit squash and I was like, right, that's giving me some brain juice. For first time in my life, by the way. I want to pick one of these two. This is fascinating. I'm really looking forward to what you guys think of that. To be fair, I'd start Gordon, not Eze. As long as they can let Kane get on the ball and play balls in behind, then I would agree. England were horrible against Denmark. Hojbjerg was on fire. Yeah, nobody played well. I'd probably say Mark. I always forget how to say his last name. Mark Guay. I think he was probably our best player. Thought Stones was all right, to be fair. I thought the centre backs were okay, but we didn't press as a team. There was a few that sort of pressed and some that weren't pressing. There was about 30 yards of space where Hojbjerg was sort of standing around. That even, trust me, you would play well in that system because you're sitting there going, pass me the ball. Well, there's no one even like within 20 yards of me. This is great. This is the best job in the world. Doué and his brother were mentioned last week. Yeah, they continue to be mentioned. It's definitely some players that we're interested in. My dad is from Bilbao, amazing place. Was there when it was I'm not sure what he meant by the end of that, Gons, mate. Trippier and Saka were decent. Saka was all right. Yeah, Trips wasn't that bad. Just Trips is a bit limited at left back because of obviously he's a right back. Tony 45, 55. Fofana. Wright Phillips. Tom, are you in like the mid 2000s? Saka was useless. I don't think he was useless. He wasn't that bad. Can't choose. Head says Williams. Heart says Eze. Oh, yeah. Eze has a special place in my heart. Don't care if he's better or worse. I feel you on that one, bud. Williams has said before that he only wants Barca. Doesn't help that Yamal is one of his best mates. Ooh, friends. Foden, Kane, Saka, Bellingham, and the England team can't create chances for goals. Clearly, it's the manager. Exactly. He's a donkey. Walker and Kane had great moments too, and the amount of hate Kane got when Jude, Rice, Foden were way worse. I don't get it. Easy target, Madsy. And also, Jude and Rice are the perfect children. It's like Kane is like the oldest of your children, right? Let's say you had 4 children. Kane's the oldest, and Bellingham's like your youngest. You're not telling the youngest off. Welcome, Mr. Andy. You are the star of the night. Can't sleep. Oh, goodness sake, Donna. Goodness sake. Who is that Dane kid that scored that worldie? We should get him. That was Heung-Min, wasn't it? Walker Peters, sorry. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I got you. I get what you mean, Tom. I get what you mean. Hate the way these commentators keep glazing Bellingham. He gave the ball away apparently 7 times in the first half. Marshall, we used to have someone like that. His name was Ivan Perisic. He does have an Arsenal tattoo. He does indeed. Right, let's have a quick look at this poll before I then talk about some strikers. By the way, England don't have a replacement for Phillips. Don't hate on Southgate. Yeah, just don't have a replacement for Phillips. The guy can't start at West Ham, but you wouldn't pick the guy who starts ahead of him at West Ham, James Ward-Prowse. Adam Wharton. Kobe Mainoo. Conor Gallagher even. You know what I mean? Like, he'll pick Conor Gallagher for the next game. I bet you the team will be Pickford in goal. It'll be Trippier at left back because Shaw, by the way, apparently still can't train with the main squads. That brother is not starting a game in this Euros. What a waste of a call-up. Shaw, Gray, Stones, Walks, Rice, Gallagher, Bellingham. I'm going to say Gordon because I'm hopeful Kane and Saka. I think he drops Foden and Trent. I really think we're going to reveal someone out of nowhere like Chiesa or Openda. Oh, Kieran's threatening us all with a good time there. I met my brother was there in Bilbao when they played a Madrid. Oh, nice. Yeah, that'd be a good game. Even you would start over Phillips. Hell yeah, I bloody would. Hell yeah, I would. I'm good for a good yellow card. All right. About 10 seconds in when I've decided to absolutely lamp someone. Why did you do that? Well, he's too quick. I can't stop him. Just sub me off now. If Kane gets scapegoated because he has a low physical mobility and sometimes he misses obvious goals because of his bad physicality, I'll take your word for it. He's also he's the best striker in the world, so they hold him to a high standard, which I get. And he hasn't hit the standard so far, which I get. But if you look at how Bayern do things, you look at how Spurs do things, and then look at how England do things, you can see there's a serious difference. Bayern Kane and Spurs Kane are fairly similar. England Kane, completely different. Where's the common denominator in all that? If Williams doesn't join Barca this season, he'll join next season. Good luck to him. England always draws second game, then go on to win the last group game. Tell that to Belgium. Why did we bring him and Dunk, Branthwaite, Mitchell, and Grealish, Rashford, and Maddison should have been the play? I like the Branthwaite play, and I like the Mitchell play. You could have even taken Chilwell. At least he's fit. I mean, I don't rate him, but at least he's fit as left back. Midfield should be Maddison, Bellingham, Rice. That's a serious creative midfield. Yeah, but are you going to put Maddison as an 8 or a 10 in that? Because Maddison can't really do the 8. Bilbao, butter bun, and coffee is famous and insane, and amazing place to live and beautiful architecture. I understand why no player wants to leave. I'll take your word for it. I've never been. Why did Southgate pull Kane at 8:68 minutes? That was odds. Couldn't tell you, James, buddy. And Shaw was called up for a few weeks, just for a few weeks visit to Germany. James, you could have called me up. I'd have been cheaper, you know. Anthony Gordon should start. Drop Bellingham to play alongside Rice and move Foden to a 10. Could be a vibe. That Calvin Phillips comments mental. You have Bellingham, play him as an 8 and Foden as a 10. I don't get it. I understand if he doesn't want to play Foden and Bellingham in the midfield together and he wants to play Bellingham as a 10. I get it. Then play Wharton. Play Mainoo. Those two players literally play in the position that he's hoping people will play, unless he thinks Phillips is going to play 6 and Rice plays the 8. Bonkers. Shrooms is here, mate. How are you, buddy? You all right? He's getting his dreads retwisted. Ooh, that must hurt. Oh, he's the real owner of the channel, is he? Oh, okay. Should we put Shrooms in a timeout to teach him a lesson of who's the real owner of this channel? Huh? Attaboy. Madison plays 10 and Jude plays 8. Okay. I think Southgate blames Kane for not winning the last Euros. I think Southgate blames everyone but himself because he's a jackass. We should have a natural Henderson replacement. Yeah, Henderson was literally the only reason we were good. He is the best striker, but he still has to make sure he presses, not entirely rely on runners behind him or in front. He has to take up responsibility to fill those goals in high pressure matches. Marshall, mate, if you could just rewatch those first two games and just come back to me and let me know if Saka, Bellingham, Foden, Rice, Trent actually gave him enough service. Just even watch the last game. Did Foden play him through on goal when he was literally through on goal? Tell me that, and we'll come back to it after that. Right, we're talking strikers now anyway, because we've got about just under half an hour to kick off, so plenty still to talk about. So, more from Goldie Man himself. He said that Ivan Toney Solanke, Santiago Jimenez, Joshua Zirkzee, Lois Openda, and Victor Gyokeres are among a longer list of strikers who have been scouted and had their data crunched to see where they fit Ange Postecoglou's system since Johan Lang's arrival. So we've got Toney, Solanke, Jimenez, Zirkzee, Openda, and Gyokeres. 6 players there. Let me end that poll. People think Eze. Love it. Love it. But you're happy we've been linked to Openda. Would be number 2 must for me behind Eze. Yeah. Madsy, mate, you know I would be. Why play natural midfielders like Water and Maino when you convert a fullback? Yeah. Perfect. Openda doesn't really have any aura, though. Yeah, he's no Saliba. That's a good list of strikers. That is a good list of strikers. So I'm just rereading those strikers. That's a good list of strikers. And you've got so many different style of strikers in there as well, which I quite like. You know, you've got the sort of big target man in the Ivan Toney. You've got more of a quick, nippier, smaller player in like an Openda. You've got Zirkzee, who's kind of like a centre forward more than a number 9. You know, Jimenez, who's a poacher. You got Solanke, who's a bit like an Ivan Toney. You know, Gyokeres is a bit of everything. You know, I quite like that list. Sporting Lisbon striker is advanced talk to the Arsenal. Not from anyone of the best sources that's come out, but maybe he is. That's the thing with Arsenal. Arsenal need a number 9. That's the big thing that need is a number 9. Spend the money on it, you know. That dummy played Foden as a left wing. He came inside and shared common space with Bellingham. What does Southgate think? Well, when he came inside, mate, he was miles better than Bellingham. Bellingham was massively overrated. He was trying his best to pull out some tears after Champions League win, but he couldn't do it. It was super cringe. It did look a little bit forced. I'll take Jimenez reconsidering my decision along the way. Well, who's your choice on that list then, Van Gogh, mate? Openda, versatile player across the front 3. Agreed. Southgate needs to drop Trent for Gallagher or Mainu. Agreed. It seems like we're scouting. Tons of players are saying 5 to 6 come in. I think we get in 4. I hope you're wrong, Gary. I hope it's more than 4. Coleman is curious. How is Mickey getting benched for De Vrij? Or De Fridge? Do you mean De Vrij? Openda might not have the aura. He would for sure tear teams apart. Yeah, exactly, MGS, mate. I've always been kind of the Openda route. But if I was to do this, we'll do a poll on this one, but it's going to be a different style of poll. Because I'm going to put in roughly what I think they're worth, okay? And how much I think they're going to cost. All right? So bear with me. I'm just writing them out. And I know some of them have release clauses before you shout me down the comment section. Oh. Let's do that. Let's see what you all think of that. Great list. I really want Toney. Gons knows what he wants and he's going for it. I like it. Annie, how much do you reckon each would cost considering we have a 100 mil budget specifically for the forwards? Well, you'll see in that poll, I think 50 for about Toney. I think 60, 65 for Solanke. I think about 40 to 50 for Jimenez. I think Openda is about 60. Zirkzee, the whole deal is going to cost about 60. Gyokeres is going to cost about 80 plus, you know. Yeah, I think it's kind of the vibe that I'm going to get there. You know what I mean? Amazing midfield duo, Mainu, Wharton, and Rice. Yeah, I'd go Wharton over Mainu personally. I just like the left-footed ability that he has. He also is more of a guy that's going to play through the lines. He's going to find Kane. He's going to find, he's going to find the Fodens, the Sakas. Jimenez, realistically, if possible, though, Openda. Okay. If people doubt Sonny's commitment to Tottenham, watch videos of him crying after the Champions League loss. He's definitely he's a Tottenham boy. Don't worry. And he secretly wants us to go for Nicholas Jackson. I secretly want the Baltimore Ravens to be awful this year. How about that? Pender is the best option. Rate it. I would like the look at Luton striker Elijah Adebayo. You would not be a very popular person in this fan base, Tom, if you did that. I think Annie knows who we're going to sign. He does have the ear of Donna Cullen. Oh, gee, you've said her name now. She'll be in it. She'll be in here in a second. I like Jimenez, but if we're keeping Richie, then I think Openda gives something more different. Interesting, Kieran. I like you thinking a bit more there. Kind of trying to get the idea of, we have this striker who back to goal a little bit. Yeah, maybe isn't the quickest, but good in the air, but back to goal. And you got Openda, who's a bit more nippy, a bit quicker, runs the channels. I don't mind that. I saw we were linked with Edison and Anana. I don't mind both, but I want Edison. Joshua, my dude, I talked about it the other day. Come on. You already know that I was on that hype train. By the way, like the video if you haven't already, guys. Really do appreciate it. It gets more people in here to chat rubbish and chat football with us on a Friday night. Jimenez for me, third time lucky for a Dutch striker at Spurs. He would suit the Ange suicide ball system, I think. Okay. I don't think he'd be a bad idea. Never have watched the UCL final highlights. Never will. Don't do it. It's an awful game. I don't think the highlights will be very long because I think it's an awful game. We need a creative striker like Kane. We have Son and Johnson who are runners and a striker who can find them with the perfect pass, which synergize perfectly. Tony fits the bill. I don't know about the rest. We should maybe Kalu. We should just go for Kane. Pender is definitely my favourite type of striker between the lists of play style wise. I reckon we'll get Derek Henry up front. You're missing her. Well, she created an account called Natalie Portman earlier because she asked me who my favourite actress was. So make it that what you need. That's a good shout. Occasionally, I'll make a good shout or two. If you could time travel back in history of Spurs strikers, who would you have at striker that fits the Ange system now? I don't know. Maybe I'm just being that guy. But Harry Kane. 6 million for a Pender is a steal, but it's not all about the price. If Leipzig just don't want to sell him, I just don't know what I thought Leipzig would sell Olmo. That's who I thought they'd sell, and then keep Sesko and Openda. With Sesko was willing to move, would have loved him at Spurs. He's looked a unit. At this Euros. Tony's proven homegrown isn't too expensive. Fair enough. He was good last season, and why? There's better strikers that we should be going for, mate. That's why. It'd be funny if Donna Cullen was real Donna Cullen here. You would never know. Well, you'd never know. True. Xerxes would be perfect for us. In a long time, we would be strong, fast dribbling out and striker. Yeah, but the deal was going to cost an absolute bloody fortune. Yeah, you saw that. Oh, here she is. You were missing me. I went to greet my old lover who's back on YouTube. But there you go. If we get a Pender, Edison, Eze, Gray Vanson, and Calafiori, I'll buy the whole match day kit. If we all do it, we can finance all those purchases with the kit prices. I have to take a second mortgage out to get that. Sesko, Openda, if you could sign one, give me a Pender. Something about him that I like. I just bought Football Manager. I'm going to go put Lamar Jackson at winger. Yeah, honestly, dude, I really like it. I really like the shout. Just get Zay Flowers not to fumble the ball when he's the goalkeeper. Yeah. Pender, Nico Williams, Chiesa, Eze, 100%. Denver, I rate it. So let's have a look at this poll. Look at this channel. I was like, oh, I really like a Pender. And I was thinking, does everyone else like a Pender? Yes, they do. Everyone rates a Pender. All right, second poll. Following on from that striker list. So Pender, 60 million. Again, it's what I think they're roughly going to cost. Let's go with that. Let's go with that. These two. See what you all think. I signed Openda in my Spurs career mode. Love it, Kyoto. Son Ye-jin from Crash Landing on You is my favorite actress. Don't know who that is. Don't know these. What wins your games? Tactics and good players or Saliba's aura? Arteta likes Saliba's aura and France will lose. Games in less than 20 minutes now. Sad that Van de Ven is benched for the Netherlands game. Hope he gets to be subbed on. Yeah, I think he will. He'll get minutes. Would you rather Eze or Chiesa? Give me Eze. He's just my guy. I love him, Akram. If we can actually sign Openda or Eze, I'm going to make a true commitment and dye my dreads to team colours. I love it. We'd have to have evidence of it, Shroomsy, though, mate. Andy, because Donna is into you, you have the power to tell Donna if they is new signings. I don't think that's the real Donna. I won't lie. I don't think the real Donna. Pender all the way, better than Gyokeres. Well, everyone let me know in that poll, you know. Thank you for all that have liked, by the way. Cheers with my summer fruit squash. I wanted to see Mickey versus Mbappe, but Mickey versus Dembele is fine too. Trust me. They actually calculate stats. Mickey van der Ven is the quickest player at the Euros. Don't want to be that guy, but hey, let them have a head start because evidently he's quicker than them all. Oh god, I've set Donna off, haven't I? Cheers, lads. You've all done it. You've all set her off. It's like those toys. You remember those toys where in their back you screw it and then just push and they go off like that. And there you go. The France game's going to end in a draw. What do you all reckon for the France game? Tell me what you think, lads. What do you all reckon for the French game? Or is it going to be a Dutch win? Is it going to be a French win? Is it going to be a draw? Is it going to be a score draw? David, 20 million. Chiesa, 50 million. Eze, 68 million. Edison, 45 million. Doughty, 15 million. You're not asking for a lot, are you, KVNA? Simon Davies out. Technically, he's a shout. How's the COVID, bro? Damn. I forgot about that. Sorry, late picking up daughter. That's okay, Liam, buddy. How are you? You okay? France 2-1, France 2-0, a draw or a Dutch win. I like it, Van Gogh. Just followed you on Insta, Andy. It's the worst day of my life. Nah, thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Yeah, by the way, if you do want to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, it's in the description. You'll see it all in there. All right. Lucky to have a Dogi, Van de Ven, Romero, Porro, and Big Vic at my club. We're lucky to have them all because they're all a bunch of bloody legends. All a bunch of bloody legends. Any links with Williams? He's a must. Well, Liam, you were late. We did talk about Williams, mate. We did. Van de Ven goalie, love it. Netherlands 3-1, love it as well. I love it as well. What do I think? Actually, I'll give you my predictions because you've probably all seen the teams. I actually haven't. All I know is Mbappe is on the bench. So let's have a look at the teams. So you got Verbruggen, Ake, Van Dijk, Stefan de Vrij, Denzel Dumfries, Reinders, Schouten. I tell you, that would have been Frankie de Jong's position, wouldn't it? Jeremy Frimpong starts. Nice. Cody Gakpo, Xavi Simons, Memphis Depay. How is he in the squad? Then no one else can play up front. Joshua Xerxes on the bench. Why is he not playing up front? Then you got Mike Mainan, Mignon or Mainan. I don't really care. Hernandez, Saliba, Upamecano, Koundé, Chouameni, Rabiot, and Kante. Wow, they've gone defensive. You can tell they've gone defensive. They're worried. They've gone defensive. You've got basically 2 CDMs and an 8, but Rabiot can also play a bit of a CDM. So there's basically 3 6s on the pitch there, which is basically Southgate's wet dream. It's Thuram, Griezmann, and Dembele. So they got Coman's on the bench. They got Barcola's on the bench. They've got Randall Kolo Mwani's on the bench, Zaire Emery's on the bench, and Mbappe's on the bench. Yeah, that must be nice having those players. I'm going to go 1-1. I think it's going to be actually quite a bad game of football. I've got a bad vibe about it. Look, I hope I'm wrong, but I think it's going to be a bad vibe. No, I wouldn't be scared about him. Shrooms, he's unreal. Steve Cooper at Leicester, yeah, it's an odd appointment. But I'm a Netherlands fan nationally. Fair enough. Don't talk. Yeah, I won't, mate. Got a 93 Vicario on FIFA 24 yesterday. Well, I've got COVID and you've not got a life, Mr. M. Holland win, Van der Ven header last minute, 90th. Well, Tom, I heard it was going to be a bicycle kick. That's all I heard about Mickey's goal later. If we can get him in as we were doing the Mexican wave every time he scored, it could be wearing sombreros with a cockerel emblem. Imagine the fun. As long as I'm having margaritas, mate. Mike, my nan. Yeah, you pay too much fee for Mr. M, don't you? Holland 3-1. Oh, I love it, Liam. If Van der Ven scores, it's not going to be a header and it will be an absolute blast like his winner for us. Oh, like a Van Bronckhorst back in the was it 2010 World Cup? Those Jabulanis moved with an absolute monster. Holland 1-0, fair enough. France is France, and Holland's Holland, and I'm Andy. Andy is Andy. Chelsea withdraw from Elise. I'll have a look on Twitter in a minute. Hit him with the no life, no hesitation. Yeah, no punches pulled there, mate. Hit Ornstein bomber. All right, I'll have a look in a minute. Netherlands 9-0, Mickey with a super hat trick. Love it. Could you do a really rapid roundup to Caleb, mate? There was about 12 things I talked about, dude. I don't know if I can. Really quickly. Desiree Do is a player interested in Nico Williams, someone we've been scouting. We looked at Gyokeres, Xerxes, Solanke, Tony, Jimenez. There's someone else that I'm missing off that striker list that we've been linked to and we've been scouting. We talked about Calafiori. We talked about Emerson Royal. We talked about Hojbjerg. There's so much, dude. So much. My next door neighbor is called COVID. That's a hell of a name. Eze is ours. We'll see. Any Eze news? Well, not right now, but I need to check this this bomb that they've all just talked about. What did you miss? Sun Knight, how are you? You've missed quite a bit. I won't lie. You've missed quite a bit. I have Netherlands as favourites. Honestly, on paper, I think they have the best defence. If they go 1-0 up, they should be able to win. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, Shrooms is the saying there. Eze is ours, guys. Chill. We'll see. 2010 World Cup is what actually made me a football fan. I'm a Dutch fan, and that ball in South Africa as well. That Jabulani was something else. For your information, Southgate's record as a Middlesbrough manager, first year 12th in the Prem, second year 13th, third year 19th in relegated, fourth year 11th in the Championship. Yeah. Naff. Just want Holland to top the group. That'd be a vibe, wouldn't it? Right, hang on. People keep telling me about an Ornstein bomber. I need to just quickly go have a look at what this is. Oh, so this is breaking news. Very, very much breaking news. This is unexpected breaking news. Chelsea withdraw from race to sign Crystal Palace winger Michael Elise. Chelsea had held talks with Crystal Palace, but over the 22-year-old, but felt finances involved beyond reach. Instead, plan to reward existing players and new recruits, expected to add 2 new attackers. That is fascinating news. That is fascinating news. Wow. Just having a quick look. That is bonkers. That's amazing news. That's a real bomb, isn't it? That's a massive one. It's right, Caleb, mate. Much love to you too, buddy. Andy, party tonight. No, football tonight. People will realise tonight that France is no joke. They're no joke, for sure. If you want me to buy strikers Tottenham, I would consider either Sergarassi, I'm telling you, Gyokeres, or Openda. Midfielders, I prefer Eze, Chiesa. I praise. Cheers, dude. Thank you, mate. I like your list, though, buddy. I like that list. He's buying Bowner, isn't he? Doubt it. I doubt it. I don't know what's going. Well, Lee say he's been offered a new deal, but they're going to increase his release clause again. So we'll have to see. Yahoo, exactly. Eze races back on. We get Eze this season, then Elise next season. Shroomsy's threatened us all with a good time there. Why is Elise news big deal? In theory, it's not big news in terms of it would stop us signing a player or two, but it does relax Palace's stand on maybe they would do a little bit more of a deal on the Eze front because, you know, with the release clause, they have things in place of how they want the deal to look. If they then look and go, well, actually, we're going to keep Elise, we signed Kamada. Okay, well, let's talk about Eze. Look, that's what the deal looks like, but maybe we are going to be a bit more flexible now. And, you know, maybe that's the vibe. I would love Bayern to have an amazing summer and hopes Harry gets an amazing team around him. Who do you want at Bayern? Not Harry Kane. I want him back at Spurs. That's look. I want Harry Kane to have the best year possible, but I want Spurs to have a better year. There you go. Right. Anyway, lads, 8 minutes to kick off. I want you all to get yourself a glass of some fruit squash. I'm out, so I need to go get one myself. Go get yourself a glass of summer fruit squash. Get yourself in front of the TV. Enjoy the game. I hope you really enjoy it. Starting ahead of the weekend. Let you know ahead of the weekend what the vibe is going to look like. We'll have streams across the weekend. Don't worry. I will still be here. When they will be, I'm not too sure. I'll try and plan the stream and give it 30, 45 minutes ahead of schedule so you can at least see it and then join it. We'll talk some more transfers. We'll be a bit more interactive, do some Q&A stuff if you guys are quite keen. But yeah, games in 8 minutes. Enjoy it, lads. Absolutely. And he's kicking us out of his stream. That's it. I'm kicking you all out. Get out. Sling your hook. But yes, I'll be back tomorrow for sure. And in the meantime, guys, enjoy the game later. Enjoy the start of your weekend or the end of your weekend. And I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care, everyone. See you later.